I feel like I've grown so much from when I was a freshman. Like if I was to go talk to my freshman self, it would be very surreal and interesting. So overall, it's been really, really good. Not what I expected. It's been interesting having a different work ethic than other people. And work ethic in terms of I've always had to have a job while I've been going to school. I think my first job was at 15 under the table, and that was kind of like a full-time job. And then when I was in high school, I had about 2 or 3 jobs at a time. So I would go to one after school, and then I would go to a different one at night, and then have a different one on the weekends. And that wasn't part of other high schoolers' radar. That wasn't something that anyone ever thought about. Someone in high school having to do. You just kind of feel like you have to work harder than everybody else, and that, I mean, I think a lot of young people, like young students who work a lot, are a little more mature. They feel a little bit older, than their peers who maybe after class they just take 4-hour naps, which was always kind of the case. My friends, I just woke up from a 4-hour nap. And me thinking, you have 4 hours to take a nap? Really? I came here on a full scholarship with direct admit and free housing, free food, free books, everything. You kind of have this sense of responsibility. It's no longer something you have to do. It's something that you've chosen to do. And for me in particular, it was something that I was being gifted almost. So work became much more necessity in a weird way, even though I was probably more financially stressed in high school because I was around my family who was also stressed. I definitely thought that when I got here, it would be more accepted, just because I thought there's going to be so many diverse people here. So many people work on campus, this is going to be normal. And I found that it really wasn't actually as much as I thought it would be. A lot of people still have never had a job or had a maybe summer job, but they don't think I only have 2 hours to study because I have to go to work. And they don't think, well, let's schedule the group meeting around you because you have a job. It's really more of, they think of school and work differently in separate spheres, and mine were always together. It sucks most of the time. I mean, it took a couple mental breakdowns and really bad low points. I don't want to make it seem like just think about it differently and you'll be okay. It was me crying in my car a couple of nights before walking back into my sorority house at 2 a.m. because I had a shift and then I had to go study for an exam I wasn't ready for. Prioritizing demands is really hard. You kind of have to go through a couple mistakes and a couple falls before it became easy, and it never really becomes easy. You just kind of have to you have to be a lot more honest with yourself, I think, than other people have to be, because you can't really spend time pursuing things that you don't like or that you're not good at, or that don't mean anything to you, if that makes sense. So you have to really think, do I want to be part of this organization? Does it make me better? Or does it not? Because if it doesn't, I can't spend 2 hours a week on it. Or, do I really like this major? If I don't, it's going to take me extra time to do the homework and to study than it will if I'm really interested in the material. I definitely found some core people that I depended on. I started not being so concerned with having the multitude of friends that you kind of imagine you're going to have in college. And really worked on the 2 or 3 relationships that I really enjoyed. And once I was able to focus on those, I didn't feel so kind of helpless with time. They would work with my schedule and they would meet me after at 11 to start studying, and they would go to lunch at 3:10 so that I could get to class at 3:30, and so once I kind of focused on those, I felt so much better about, and I didn't feel like I didn't have any friends, and I didn't feel alone. You never really get rid of the feeling of feeling like poor me, I mean, it kind of goes away, but it comes back, and you always have to think, Why am I feeling like this again? And it makes me feel like every accomplishment I have means a little bit more because I did it under my circumstances, and even if I'm the only one that knows that. So that's one thing that I've learned. Another is that is the cliche of you can do anything that you set your mind to. I found that to be 100% true. Like it's the most bizarre thing. I never thought that when I came to a university like this with so much history and so much prestige that I would be able to change so much about it. Like that I would be able to start my own organization, and that I would be able to make like physical, and non-physical changes within my school. Like I just didn't think that one person could do that, especially under my circumstances. Purdue basically gave me a future, and so I wanted to leave it better than I started, but I never thought that I actually would be able to accomplish that in the way that I have.